What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new story. Today we have a story of probably one of the most spoiled girls ever. You guys probably think that you know some person who's really spoiled and entitled and has done some pretty crazy stuff. Well, take that person, think of them, and multiply it by 100, and that is the girl in today's video. You are not going to want to miss this, so sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new, drop a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's jump right into it. So anyways, we're going to call the We're going to call the girl who submitted this story Louise. Louise from Bob's Burgers, a show that I like. Anyways, right, there's another girl in Louise's class who we're going to call Lexi, right? So anyways, a little backstory on Lexi, because Lexi's the spoiled girl. I'm either going to call her the spoiled girl or I'm going to call her Lexi. Either way, whichever I'm feeling, right? Anyways, this all started, people kind of knew her as the spoiled girl, but people really, and I mean really, knew her the spoiled girl after this incident a couple weeks ago. So basically, the teacher, or Louise and Lexi were in the same class, and the teacher was asking just a very broad general, I don't know why this question was being asked. I didn't get any context about what the class was, but for some reason, the teacher asked, what are some compromises your parents have made? I legit don't know what the class was, but for some reason that was asked. And, people went around and someone was like, one of my parents, sold a car because, they could only afford, to have one anymore. Some people said, my mom and dad are divorced and, they came together for my, they came together for my birthday party and settled their differences so that I could have a good time. So really, solid, wholesome replies. Some people just didn't have any, some people didn't have any deep answers. They're like, oh, we didn't know what to get to eat, so we had Italian or something. I don't know, stuff like that. But Lexi's response was the interesting one. Because Lexi said, oh, yeah, no, recently this crazy thing happened. My mom wanted to go to a 5-star resort in Hawaii, and my dad wanted to go to a 5-star resort in Mexico, so we decided that we go to a 5-star resort in the Bahamas. It took a lot of, fighting back and forth, but eventually my parents came together and made a really big compromise. And everyone's looking at her. You know that meme where, everyone's looking back with that face at someone, right? Insert that meme right here, because everyone was like, bro. Hey, yo, bro. First of all, what? Second of all, was it necessary? Was it necessary that you had to add in the fact that you were going to a 5-star resort? That literally just says, oh, yeah, I'm spending a lot of money because I'm going on vacation, and I'm spending even more money because I'm specifying that I'm going to an expensive hotel. I'm not going to a poor person hotel. I'm going to an expensive one. Bro, at that point, bro, you might as well just take out your wallet and throw your Amex black cards at the faces of the people around you, bro. So anyways, that's a little context of Lexi. This all started a week later after that. So they were put in random groups for whatever this class was about, and Louise and Lexi were put in a group together. And Louise and Lexi didn't really know each other before this, but Louise is a very, she's a very open and friendly person, and she was ready and very willing to give Lexi the benefit of the doubt. And so they're in their group or whatever, and they kind of finish their work early, and they just start talking, or at least Louise starts a conversation. And at first, Lexi actually seems very nice. And that's one thing. Lexi is an interesting spoiled kid because unlike some of the other spoiled kids I've told on the channel before, Lexi isn't evil. None of them are really evil, but Lexi isn't a mean person. She just says stuff and doesn't realize how out of touch with reality she is when she says it. And things were actually going really well between Louise and Lexi. Louise was starting to she's starting to like her. Be like, oh, we actually have a lot in common. At least when they didn't talk about where they bought their clothes or where they went on vacation, at least they didn't have a lot in common then. Or if they spoke about that. But, they're just talking about how, oh, Mr. Who and so is so difficult, or, oh my God, did you hear about what happened with the teacher? They got exposed, all that kind of stuff. And they were hitting it off really well. And for some reason, Lexi brings up, and yeah, you know what? And if this school ever if anything ever happens that I don't like, This school would not, like, if I threatened them, they would definitely comply, because they know that if I threaten to sue them, like, I got the resources to back it up. And bro just said, and like at this point, Louise was just looking at her like, you were doing so good. You were doing so good for so long, and then you had to whip that out. This girl, Lexi, really came out and said, oh, if the school ever does something that I don't like, I'm going to tell them that my parents will sue them, and the school will back down to my demands because they know that my parents have money like that. Yeah, this girl was really like that, bro. So immediately Louise was like, looks like this girl is just like how I thought she would be. But whatever, right? So they keep on having a conversation, but Louise is definitely a bit more like, bro, are you serious right now? She's kind of in that type of like, okay, whatever, right? We're just going to power through the rest of this day, or the rest of this lab, or not lab, sorry, the last video. I'm making a lot of videos right now. We're just going to power through the rest of this conversation. And, you know, unfortunately, the rest of the conversation was actually really cool. I say unfortunately because the thing that she said, Louise was legit going to try and become friends with Lexi after this. But then, you know, Louise actually is pretty happy that she didn't become friends with Lexi, because Lexi was about to go down, just completely fall off a cliff reputation-wise. So as I said earlier, and by the examples I gave you guys, Lexi was already kind of known as like one of the spoiled kids and entitled kids, or whatever you want to call them, right? So she always had a bit of that reputation. However, she also had a bit of a reputation that she was like very nice, or not very nice, but just like a not like a cruel, mean-spirited person. But that is until a couple days later, they got a test back in the class that they had. Remember, I don't know what class this is, but, you know, this is the one that Louise has with Lexi. And the teacher was walking around, handing back these tests. And Lexi was kind of just sitting there. And, you know, she gets the test back. And Louise looks over, and she sees this expression on Lexi's face. And it is incredibly clear that Lexi is not very happy. She's not having a good time. She is not a happy camper right now, to say the very least. Yeah, so anyways, right, you know, at this point, Lexi, who already went on a rampage about how her parents will sue the school, right, Lexi goes on to raise her hand. And raise it like, kind of like shake it around a little bit, kind of do it like pretentiously or whatever. And the teacher turns around and walks back. And Lexi's like, I think you made a mistake on this one. And, you know, Louise is overhearing the entire thing. And the teacher's like, no, I don't think I made a mistake on this one. This adds up. This is like the grade you got. And like, he's like, no, I don't think so, actually. I think you're going to want to check this over again. And she was saying it with this like really annoying voice, and was like, bro, what do you, like, you're not the one with the power dynamic here, bro. Your teacher's the one giving you the grades. But the teacher's like, no, this is your grade. This is like what you got. I can check it over again, but I guarantee you it would be the same. And I think Lexi kind of just assumed that this teacher would bow down to her because she had rich parents, because Lexi looked all shocked and confused. She's like, what? And she turns to the teacher and she's like, do you know what happens when people cross me? And Louise is overhearing the whole thing. And Louise kind of looks around, and like no one else is paying attention. It's like no one else is even paying attention to what's going on right now, bro. And Louise continues to like listen in on the conversation, obviously, because it's very interesting. And Lexi's like, you know, this is abuse of a student right here, and points to like her grade. And you know, my parents have a team of lawyers, and they will sue. And just so you know, we will keep fighting in court until we win, either by the court of law saying that we win, or before you quit, because we won't stop. At this point, the teacher looks at her and is like, all right, bring it on, bro. And Lexi just gives her this look of like complete shock, because no one has ever stood up to her before in her entire life. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment spoiled down below. I know that's the secret word I use in most spoiled kid videos, but I'm not trying to trick you guys with a secret word. I'm just trying to give you all a word so you can comment it, and I can heart it as many of them as I possibly can. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and if you want to support the channel, after you're done watching this video or later on in the day, go ahead and watch a bunch of my old videos. An easy way to do that is the pinned comment down below is a playlist of all my videos. And also make sure to comment down below how many videos of mine you've watched today or this week. It's really cool to see you guys say, oh, I've watched 10 videos or something, because that really does help out the channel. Anyways, though, let's get back to it. So the teacher holds her ground firmly. However, a couple days later, and this is alleged at this point, but this is just what Louise heard, that the Lexi's grade was actually changed by the teacher because Lexi forged some, or like had her parents send in some kind of like official document or something that like this teacher would be taken to court. And word spread really quickly about this. Like, this was low-key a scandal, bro. Because, like, everyone was talking about it. Everyone was talking about the spoiled girl who, like, threatened to sue her teacher because she got a bad grade. And Lexi's rep just plummeted. And unfortunately, I think the grade was actually changed because even though it was a faulty case, I think the teacher realized that, you know, giving this girl a bad grade even though she deserved it versus probably the thousands of dollars of legal fees for a false, like, court case or whatever against a family that had unlimited money. Just, it wasn't, bro, on a teacher salary, you're not taking an indefinite court case, bro. You hate to see it. So at this point, all, like, the kids are starting to, like, not like Lexi that much. Then we thought that, like, she was kind of, I don't know, kind of like a spoiled kid or whatever, but they never thought that she was like the worst person ever. Now they were kind of thinking that she was pretty bad because word started to spread that she was threatening to sue her teacher because she got a bad grade. And the thing is, nobody liked that. Nobody thought that was cool, and yeah. So things were looking pretty bad for Lexi, but Lexi legitimately she dug the grave that she was about to step in and dig herself, and literally fill in the hole, bro. She was about to KO herself. She was about to do herself in with this. Because you guys might have thought, wow, the last couple of things I heard, that's something that, like, a really spoiled kid would do. You guys are not ready for what you're about to hear. Strap in, get your, cringe, is the right word. Get your cringe goggles on so that you don't get any cringe radiation poisoning at this point, because it's actually that bad. Yeah. So anyways, right, it's Lexi's birthday. She is turning 16. The big 1-6. You know what I did for my big 16th birthday party? I came downstairs. My mom had a nice little candle thing. It had my name in letters. It was actually really nice. My favorite thing for my birthday would every day I'd come down and I would my parents would have something set up and there'd be like a little card and everything. It was legit the greatest. However, I was not getting I was not getting a private jet for my 16th birthday, bro. I can never understand why people are like, well, my God, my mom didn't buy me a house for my 16th birthday. I'm turning 16. Yeah, bro, you're turning 16. Time to go get a job, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, right, it's her 16th birthday. And because Lexi's family is Lexi's family, she knows that she's going to get a really big present. And for a lot of girls who, their parents want to dish out a ton of money on their 16th birthday, a pretty common present is a car. And by common, I don't mean common every 16-year-old gets a car. Bro, I'm saying, if you got, insanely rich parents, they may or may not give you a car, bro. That's pretty crazy. And especially, Lexi didn't want any old car. She doesn't want a beater car. If the car costs less than $20,000, it's basically straight to the scrapyard for you. No. She wanted a very specific car. And basically, Lexi's dad was going to, quote-unquote, surprise her. I think Lexi told her dad to show up in front of everyone with a gift so that they could see it and feel jealous or something. But anyways, Lexi's dad was going to, quote-unquote, surprise her in the parking lot when everyone, when the bell rang and everyone went outside. Her magic big car was going to be out there. So anyways, on Lexi's birthday, she's sitting in class, all excited. The bell rings. She practically runs outside, right? And all the other kids follow because that's where they're going, because that's where they either get picked up by their parents or they walk home or they get on the bus. And sure enough, there's a car. And there's a car outside. It looks brand new, which, first of all, a little bit of financial advice from me. Don't buy a car new. Unless you get like real, no, just don't do that. You lose like 30% of the value as soon as it goes off the lot. I'm not a car expert. I don't even own a car, if I'm being honest. We'll get there someday. But just don't do that, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, though, there's a brand new car, and you 100% knew that this was a gift because it had those like novelty big red bows that you see in commercials. Lexi's dad bought one of these, and immediately Lexi stops. And everyone looks at her, and she like stops for a second. She freezes up, and you see that like tears start running down her face. And immediately, everybody thinks that, oh, she's probably crying out of joy. She's probably crying out of excitement. So everyone's kind of like, they're a little bit jealous. I mean, Bros just got a car, dude. Bros has got a car for her 16th. That's crazy. But they're also like, this is nice, I guess. Like, her dad got her a present. It's a nice father-daughter bonding experience or whatever, right? But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not trying to see this. But then people started to realize something. What is that, you might be asking? People started to realize that these were not tears of joy. These were tears of being upset, which is the craziest thing ever. Because at this point, Louise is close enough to Lexi to hear her mumbling something. What is she mumbling, you might ask? Great question. She is mumbling like, no, I wanted a Lexus, not a BMW, no. Yeah, also, what was that voice, bro? 1 like equals 1 prayer for whatever that was. But yeah, at this point, Louise basically stops in her track and realizes that Lexi is crying. She is crying because she received a BMW, a very fancy, nice car, but she didn't get the other fancy, nice car, aka the Lexus that she wanted. Bro, they go for like the same amount. What is this? And also, it's a car. None of your friends have cars. And it's new. And it's a BMW, bro. What? Huh? I'm personally mad confused right now. But anyways, right, her dad's like standing there. And oh man, Louise was telling me via Instagram DMs, because she submitted the story to me on Instagram. You can submit your stories to me on Instagram. Follow me and then send me a DM with your story. Links in the description. She was telling me that probably one of the saddest scenes that she's ever seen was the look on Lexi's dad's face. Bro, it's even hard for me to say, because like that's when he realized, because he saw that his daughter was crying because she got a Lexus and she got a BMW and not a Lexus. The world is so cruel, man, that she was crying for that reason. And it's at that moment her dad realizes, oh my God, man, I raised this girl. I created the monster.
Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it.